Today, arguments regarding the birthright citizenship were heard before the Supreme Court. Hold on to your seat because it was wild. Now, for those of you, maybe they don't know what is birthright citizenship. Under the current US law, almost everybody, virtually everyone who is born on US soil in the United States automatically is a US citizen. Now, you have to understand that the administration is challenging that by saying that no, it does not apply to children of individuals who are here in the United States temporarily, meaning basically people who don't have a lawful status, or maybe people who are citizens, and so on and so forth. Now, that's the argument. Obviously, this was immediately challenged before the court, but the administration knew that. It went all the way to the Supreme Court. In the meanwhile, this particular executive order was supposed to come into effect in February, causing panic and chaos. Then the judge, 3 judges actually, issue an injunction, and that's a nationwide injunction. But guess what? They know, meaning the government know exactly that the case on the merit is going to be a tall order. Now, the government was represented by General Sauer. Yes, that's a Solicitor General, meaning he's arguing for the United States. And what he's saying is that, yes, even beyond arguing on the merit, whether, okay, do we have a strong case here? He wants actually all of this injunction to be removed, what is called a snap judicial argument, because you have to remember, according to the administration, they don't like the fact that a federal judge can actually issue an injunction and then stop the executive order to come into effect, right? Meaning that that's what he's asking the Supreme Court. He said, we want this to be dissolved. Please make it go away. We don't want to hear this anymore. And then we will come back. But at the exception, they say, okay, make it go away. That way it's not going to be nationwide, but it's going to be only in the zip code of the plaintiff. For example, if you live in your particular town, your zip code is whatever it is, then the injunction will just be applicable to you and people in that zip code. Of course, you can imagine the justices were a little bit taken aback because they say, okay, that's going to create chaos in the maternity ward. And what actually is implied by the Solicitor General is that if you want to argue against the birthright citizenship, you're going to have to take the United States to court. Can you imagine? Who can do that? It's not as easy as it seems. It's much easier to have what is called a class and certification that has been certified, and then obviously present the case before the tribunal. But no, that's not what they want. They say, okay, you want to fight us? You guys going to go, meaning one baby after another. And of course, the justices were not really pleased. And that was all across the board. They look at it, they say, you know what? Why would you want it this way, right? They did not. They say, okay, why would you want to have this litigation? Because obviously it will go back again all the way to the Supreme Court, right? For them, that it make no sense. Justice Kagan was like, okay, you guys are losing everywhere. Why would you want to do that? And then on the other side, then the government obviously put, not the government, but the opposing party, they put the real cost front and center. Now we'll see what's going to happen next. But just to tell you, it was wild. It was wild. Now let's see what the Supreme Court will decide. We will keep you posted. Don't forget to follow this page, share this video, and until then, bye.